what's up everybody? This is Jay from Earcake. So today, in the Toy Bakery, we bring you Ritchie Blackmore Stone. So let's talk about it, and here we go. Okay, so let's talk about some cool facts about Ritchie Blackmore. According to him, he was still playing Vox amps in the early days until he met Jim Marshall personally. He loved the design, but had some changes to make in terms of sound, and they worked together until they achieved the tone Ritchie was looking for. He actually had an extra output stage built in, and using all the mid and treble cranked up. The output stage was to boost the amp to 300 watts. He used to use a couple of cabinets with stock speakers, and because of his amp was cranked up, he actually used to blow them up constantly. According to other interviews Ritchie gave in the past, when it came to setting up his sounds, he said that he never ever touched the tone controls on the guitar. But he will back up the volume control a little bit to clean up the signal. Amp-wise, he liked to use all the knobs full up except for the bass knob, depending on the amp and the venue. Interesting enough, when it came to effects, he liked very much to distort the signal a bit more, but he did it with a modified tape recorder from an echo unit, according to early interviews. It preamps the signal, giving a fuzzy effect, keeping the tape recording on at all times while playing. In terms of his guitar, he used to change the Fender stock frets and replace them for Gibson frets, which are bigger, and he did the scalloped frets by sanding them himself. He used picado strings, which was an advice given by Eric Clapton, and a fairly high action with gauges from 10 to 42. He also used tortoiseshell heavy picks. He used scalar tuning machine, and he used to insulate the cavities with copper to stop the humming. Also, he used 4 springs in his tremolo bridge. A fun fact is that according to him, a friend of his used to set up his guitar losing the screws at the very front of the tailpiece, setting up the neck in a slightly different angle, achieving perfect tuning stability. Alright, so let's take a look at what we used on the Helix LT to get that rainbow tone. So this is a signal patch that we're using. First of all, we see here that we have a volume pedal. Second, we're gonna have a British kind of wah, so you can just jam to it if you want. After that, what we have here is the phaser. Well, we actually didn't change that much, so you can do kind of like that beginning of the Man on the Silver Mountain. It has like a slight phaser there, and next to that, what we do in front of the amp, we put a Scream 808, which is kind of like a tube screamer, right? But with all the gain down, all the tone down, and all the level up, so you can just achieve those lead tones, right? After that, what we have here is a Brit 2204 amp. It is common knowledge that Ritchie Blackmore actually took a lot of the bass down, but for this particular tone, this is kind of like the EQ that we have, which is the drive in 8, bass on 5, mids on 5, and treble a little bit on more than that, which is 6. Our presence is going to be on 5.2, the channel volume is going to be 8, and the master volume is going to be 4. The rest of the things we didn't touch at all. So for cabs, what we used here was the 4x12 Greenback 25 with a 160 ribbon mic. The other things we didn't change that much. Also, what we have here, it is common knowledge also that Ritchie Blackmore used some vintage delay. Here we have the Reverb, which is just a spring reverb. It's really small decay, as you can see it's just a 3.5. And here, finally, we have a gain boost, but it's made with a simple EQ at just a plus 2 dB. We use this custom Strat. This actually has a loaded pickguard with GFS pickups from Guitar Fetish. That's really good, and it's slightly brighter than any other Strat because of the fact that it has a brass block, so it's a little bit brighter than the common Strat. We obviously used the impulse responses that comes with the Line 6 Helix and all the effects there, so we can achieve in the most practical way possible. So we'll put everything in the description of the video, and here we go. Let's listen to some sounds and let's have some fun. Really hope that you enjoyed this video and this Tone Bakery episode of the awesome Ritchie Blackmore. So for more content, just visit us at earcake.biz or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're gonna be uploading some other tones in the Tone Bakery for all the Lasix Helix users, so you can just download it for free and have fun jamming to these iconic rock sounds. So see you next time, and keep rocking.